Hey, let's go ahead and see what this post Scorpio full moon is bringing for the collective. I can say it's bringing in a lot of change. We have the Queen of Cups sitting in the position of you. Okay, so you're sitting with your arms wide open, emotionally available. We have the Five of Wands. There's a little bit of conflict that you are, it's almost like you're trying to wrap your heart around something. You're trying to stay balanced in whatever decisions that you're making. While you're also alchemizing. For some of you, this is about being, I almost get somebody here worried about on the job training or worried about some type of competition. There might even be competition. Yeah, that's silly. We got the star, but it's in the reverse. Okay, what else do we have? We have the Two of Wands in the recent past. So a decision was made. Maybe for some of you, it was like you needed to make a decision. And you did, but now you're conflicted about it. You don't know if it's still something that you want to do. Four of Cups. Be mindful of missed opportunities. Wow, we've got the Sun and the Two of Pentacles. So choosing happiness, choosing what makes your heart happy. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the hopes and fears. Six of Wands. This is victory, success. What is the possible outcome? Two of Cups. This is a partnership. Bottom of the deck. There's a judgment call that needs to be made. So someone here needs to make a judgment. Somebody here is like, it's almost like they've lost faith in a certain situation and a judgment call needs to be made, but they're conflicted about it. Are you conflicted about something, about whatever judgment call? It's like, listen, Scorpio full moon, the end, death, rebirth, it's like the phoenix rising from the ashes energy. But it's like, making a decision based off of what your heart is telling you. Okay, I think for a lot of you, be mindful of looking at what you might be losing and not what you're gaining. Okay, for some of you, it's like you shouldn't have to fight for what's right. That's what I want to say. You shouldn't have to fight for a position. You shouldn't have to fight to be in a relationship. You shouldn't have to fight. Like it should come very, very naturally. And I did say for a lot of you, you're trying to stay balanced in whatever decisions that you're making, because we do have two twos here. Actually, no, I take that back. We have three twos here. Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. The only one we're missing is the Two of Swords. So, I mean, the outcome is like you make a decision and I almost get three as a crowd, but you make a decision and you're just going to go forward with it. We got this, even though the star is here in the reverse, we have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. This is destiny turning in your favor. So this is about, I'm almost getting to, somebody could also be traveling in to come and see you. They could live, across water, by water. They're making a judgment call that they're like, you know what? I'm making this happen. I'm coming to see you. That's going to be for some people, but I am almost getting, it's like, whatever you end up doing, you're going to have to do with your heart wide open. Okay. You got to do this with your heart wide open, and you need to listen to your heart about whatever decision that you're making, because the only person here is this Queen of Cups. Yes, we have the ultimate partnership. I think for a lot of us, like, it can be scary going to a new job, right? Because now you got to get to know all new people. Other people might want to compete with you, or there's this on the job training that you're nervous about. But that's all part of the process when it comes to change. And, the Judgment card is like, these angels are watching over and protecting you. Okay. And for some of you, this is like, you have to make a decision about the choices that you're making in your life. You have to make a decision, because otherwise judgment's going to come through and the universe is going to make that judgment call. You don't want the universe to make the judgment call. Right now, what I'm seeing is there's no tower. Actually, nothing bad happens when you do make the judgment call. Once you make the decision. I think for some of you, you just are afraid that things just won't work out. but something has to be done. But, you have to think that not making a decision is making a decision to not make a decision. Therefore, the decision gets made for you. Okay? It's like the universe is trying to bring in this offer for you. And it's like, again, shit, it's the cups. Like the universe is like, here, so be mindful of missing out on opportunities that you're really going to love. And holding on to something where you're like, listen, you got the world in the palm of your hand. You can do whatever the hell you want. So whatever this is all about, whatever judgment you need to make, for some of you, this is about moving. Because I do see travel here. This person's looking across water, and then we've got the boat coming in. So for some of you, this is about somebody traveling in to come see you. For others of you, this is like, okay, my time is up. I'm ready to make this judgment call. And you know what? I think I'm going to go in this direction. For some of you, you're going in a direction where this, like, it could be hotter because we do have the sun here. Okay, so it could be a warmer climate. For some of you, this is by water. Like you're moving to the beach, you're moving to the ocean, you're moving by a lake, a river, just water in general. There could be snakes there. But, we are in Year of the Snake, so. And there's snakes pretty much everywhere unless you move to, like, Hawaii. There's, like, a couple of places. I think New Zealand doesn't have them either. But, whatever. But I think if you are moving, you're going to be welcome there. And you're going to feel very excited about this next journey. And for some of you, I think you're just not telling anybody. You might even be keeping whatever you're doing quiet. If this is about a job, I think that for a lot of you, you're trying to make a decision on your own without anybody else's input. You don't want to hear anybody else's input. You don't really give a fuck. It's your decision at the end of the day that you're like, and I think for a lot of you, you're going to go where you're happy. I think for a lot of you, it's like you're tired of the chaos and the drama and the politics and the, stupid shit. And, maybe there's a lot of crime where you live and you're just like, or, the weather is, unpredictable and, you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just fucking sick of this, so I'm gonna go. Or you're fighting with people and you're just like, I'm so done with this crowd. I need a change of scenery. I want to go where my heart is fulfilled, where maybe for some of you, I can find love again. If you're single, I definitely do see that if you guys are single, there is like 2 of cups here, or it's just, you're moving closer to where, you see people, you and other people see eye to eye, or this is a business partnership and, you feel like you're being heard and seen and, the communication is really awesome and they celebrate you. I think that wherever you're going, you're going to be celebrated. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. Like, where have you been? So I don't really think that you can make a wrong decision. I think that it's just try not to miss out on other opportunities. Maybe in the past you guys did, you crossed your arms and you were like, I'm not going to do this. But that's why like everything kind of went to shit where you are, is to kind of give you that push that you need to go after your own happiness, like turning your back on all this stupid chaos and bullshit and competition and fighting and arguing and negativity. Because once you make the decision, you go into a really awesome freaking place. You got the sun, you got the Wheel of Fortune, you got the 6 of Wands, the 2 of Cups. Like, this is like awesome. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Where you're just, especially like for those of you who are just a peon at your work, you're building somebody else's empire, yet they don't even fucking pay you. They don't care about you. Or you're dealing with people who are just constantly combative, you're constantly combative and it's really deflated. Maybe at first you used to love where you worked, or you used to love, hanging out with these people, or you used to love where you live, and now you're just like, oh God, like everything's stupid. Honestly, I get it. That's why I moved off grid. That's why I'm away from fucking people. It is way too people-y out there. So, if anyone understands, needing to get away from people and their drama and just the constant battling and fighting and the chaos and the, like family does it and friends do it. It's like, nobody wants to fucking hear it anymore. We've been through so much in the last few years. Like, we just want to be calm. And again, we want to go where we're celebrated, not where people are always jealous and angry. You always got that one person who just fucks it up, who constantly comes in and just deflates everything. And it's like, I just don't see anything good in this anymore. You know, I don't feel like for some of you, it's a fear of being vulnerable in the company that you keep. You just can't be vulnerable. Like, I know for me, I'm not allowed to be vulnerable in certain instances. So I just stop surrounding myself with people who don't allow me to take off this armor sometimes and just really be free, be childlike and be free and just be me, you know? So I think for a lot of you, like, destiny is turning in your favor right now. So you guys are going to be getting new jobs. You're going to be getting new homes. You're going to be getting new communities and friends. And for some of you, even new life partners. You're walking away from one partner and you're going into a new partnership romantically. Like, I just see happiness waiting for you on the other side of all these decisions. And then you're going to know why you had to make all these decisions. You're going to feel really good about the choices that you're making. And you're going to be like, oh, that's why all that shit had to fall apart. That's why that didn't feel good anymore. Like, oh, it was just to get me to go in this direction. Duh. Like, I didn't even have to make it that hard. You guys, we are creatures of habit. And sometimes we just feel like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'll wait for them to fire me, or I'll wait for them to cheat on me or lie to me, or I'll wait for, to get into a fight with so-and-so in order to, like, why don't you just go with the urge when you first get it instead of making things so fucking tough? We don't have to make life as hard as it is, I think for this Queen of Cups, she is turning her back on people who are just, a snake in the grass, the snake in the hen house, so to speak. She's rising above all of that, and she's going where where she's emotionally fulfilled, surrounding herself with people who make her feel good about herself. And it could be her or him, it is a general reading, so it's not, it's either or. But I think for some of you, you're juggling your finances. Am I going to be able to do this if I make this decision? And the answer is yes. If you've been dealing with any type of health issues, those types of things, for some of you, somebody who's dealing with heart issues, possibly heart attack, stroke, any one of those, I do feel like there is some type of a decision that's being made, and you're going to get help for whatever this decision is, because someone here is like, I'm getting like someone here saying, like, if I don't change my ways, it's gonna put me into an early grave. If I don't change my ways, it's going to put me into an early grave. With this amount of stress, it's going to put me into an early grave. And it's just not even worth my time. So I'm just going to get up on my high horse and get the fuck on riding, So you do you, boo. And at the end of the day, this is what you end up with, a community, people where you see eye to eye, where you can, share a coffee or a dinner or, just some time together and really just enjoy somebody else's company for once without all the, backhanded compliments or the drama or the stupid shit that comes along with it. And that's because at the overall energy is you've really taken a step back and you've looked at and analyzed the situation and you're healing from the pain, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to be in the same place I was by this time last year or next year, excuse me. Like, enough is enough. I'm making this call and I'm out. And guess what? I'm choosing my happiness. And because of that, the universe is like, wee, here we go. It's like a roller coaster. Let's head on out, get up on that horse and ride on out. So I definitely am seeing somebody doing that. And when you do, just the sky is the limit. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave that there. Subject to interpretation. If you're interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel grow. Comment. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. I love you guys all so very much, and we will chat again soon. Take care.